We were confirmed, though. They'll be seeing this 3 minutes later. Vortex Ninja might come back for game 2 and 3. He might be back just in time, but Savon will be their starting AD carry for the current match. We hope everyone is excited. I know I am.
And I'm curious what we're gonna put in the bot lane now that because I mean I've played collegiate before and it's really tough when you have to sub somebody out because all of your tactics change, especially in a duo lane like that. So it's gonna be pretty tough. We'll see how they get around it. I mean, if you can fend off one game just to kind of feel out what the strategy is, I mean, that can be enough. So
This is true. I do believe both teams are getting ready for draft. This is going to be the last time you all see the pick'ems for the rest of the stream. That is a promise. But please do hopefully go over there onto the Discord and join us for pick'ems so we can all cope together. I'm just going to answer the questions now while I'm here.
guys, don't you guys just love the wall of text on Cassante and the new patch? I just
Oh,
love reading.
man.
So much reading.
I heard he's broken, actually.
I mean, when has Cassante ever not been broken?
This is true. This is true. As the drafts are going to be getting ready here, we will get that up on the screen for you all remotely soon. This is looking to be actually I'm very excited about this match. I feel like these are two teams where whoever loses gets to go to the losers bracket and like live the Cinderella story and maybe get to meet back
the
in the
golden
finals.
run.
The golden run. So I'm actually very excited for this game. I think we'll get to see some very high quality League of Legends. See how people are adapting.
We're in Worlds Patch 2, so I mean, none of this should really change other than maybe some small balance changes. So I mean, going forward, a lot of this stuff should stay consistent, and I think that's one of the really weird outliers when you're playing competitive like this, is that you want to stay on the same patch, to be honest. Other than patches where your team doesn't do well in, good example is like T1 when 80 carry meta was happening. Faker just couldn't really keep up with other players that could keep up with 80 carries mid lane. And then, you know, Faker on Corki and Faker on Trist. And what else did he play? He played something else mid. I don't even remember.
I think he played some
What was it?
Yone?
Caitlyn mid? He played
Young?
Caitlyn mid that one game, and then it just never went well. So, like, it's just interesting. You'll see this stuff, and then the only thing that came out of that was Nasus mid from T1 Faker solo queue was Nasus mid, and then that was banned. Because that was really the only countermeasure to this type of meta, so.
Amazing. I'm
We're
happy.
still waiting.
We've come full circle. We finally got it, ladies and gentlemen. The
There we go.
spec link has been achieved. We have the full view of it. We can ready for draft.
Here we go. All right, so we got two teams here that have a lot of heavy skirmish picks in the mid and top side of the map. A lot of crossover with the Renekton picks. A lot of crossover with some of the mid Yone picks. Things like this. You're going to find something really, really interesting in the mid and top. We're going to figure out what their priority is in terms of these bans, if they're going to let them through or if they're going to let them go. Really for Happy to Be Here, we're going to see what they ban first.
Taking their time. They do have blue side. Having first pick can be very valuable in the right hands. Viego going to be taken off the list. A net winner of this patch, by the way. Nocturne going to be...
Nocturne immediately banned out. It's a 1,000,000 point mastery jungle. Rek'Sai's immediately the response. They're targeting ban these jungle mains right now.
Yes, they are definitely choking out the jungle pool. Veigar going to be removed from Yoshi Minor. Very much known for Veigar. Very safe pick for him. Going to take that away, not allow him to be on a safe laner this game. Looking to probably apply the pressure there in the mid lane a little bit.
J4, 3 jungle bans. They're going to think about it, though. Is this really worth it?
And when
Happy to Be Here.
When I see these bans, I actually start to question their jungler, who was known for Nocturne, but has only ever shifted onto the Ivern or the Xin Zhao in response when Nocturne is took away. So I'm interested to see what Happy to Be Here is going to put their jungler on. Also what they're thinking about first picking here.
Silas is the actual ban instead of J4. I think that ban's a little bit better. I don't think 2 jungle bans is probably good when you have this first pick. We're going to see an Ashe probably go through here. Silas is a good flex to ban. They banned out the Jhin. Ashe is really good poke as well as kiting. We'll see if that new lethal tempo gets picked up this game.
Hopefully have been seeing some success on some of its original lethal tempo users. Good to see if it's better here.
Kai'Sa coming through for Neo, most likely. It's one of his highest win rate champions. Last split, a peak Masters player. We got the J4 locked in for NSG.
I think the J4 pickup is a really good pickup here. I know Savon himself has been toted to say any junglers that are good mechanically, just pick J4 and win the game. So hopefully
Thresh is going to come through. I was actually expecting a Poppy support pick here because of Kai'Sa J4, but it looks like they're going to play safe with what they know, and Thresh is going to come through.
Thresh and Ashe coming out for this bot lane. Very strong.
Pajamas.
This is a combo they're both very much known for. Shane very prominent on the Ashe. Advanced Pajamas being very well-rounded on his Thresh. I expect to see a jungle pick come out of here now, you know.
Yeah, if you don't pick jungle here, you're
in grief and draft.
You're gonna start feeling a little bit scared. And here comes the Jax.
It is gonna be Jax jungle. Nocturne King has put time and games into this champion a lot last season. I want to say it was his second or third most played champion in solo queue, and it was netted with a positive win rate. Played a little more AP than AD, but definitely should be interesting.
Now here, I think you have to pick support or you lose both the bans, and Alistar is going to come through. Great disengage for Thresh Jax. We're going to see if the Counter-Strike really even matters, and now we're on Myth for the next ban. Aso coming out. So now, here's going to be a lot of pressure on the mid laner for NSG, just because Jax can be flex. I didn't see Jax for Darkin.
I don't believe he actually has put too much time into Jax. I'm fairly confident that will be going into the jungle. You know, I'm going to be taken away here from Smurf in the mid lane.
Yone's generally a good blind. I wonder if they're just banning it just to be safe. Ahri's going to come out as well from NSG. Response here is probably going to be another good mid blind, I would assume. I would assume probably LeBlanc or Orianna, just because that's annoying to deal with.
Ahri was taken away. Mid and jungle pools definitely being stretched this game. Not too many bans going towards the top lane. or the AD carry picks.
Yep.
So.
LeBlanc Quay is going to be instantly picked. And to be honest, that mid Smurfs Quay was up there heavily this split and last split with a pretty good win rate. I think the only thing you could respond with here is either Victor or Renekton. That's pity, I think.
Going to King of Darken in the top lane.
Oh yeah, King of Darken. Yep.
Quay was a great pickup by Myth, as it also takes it away from Yoshi Miner, who has been known to also play Quay as of recent.
And that Renekton was a crossover pick. That was a good pick there. They kind of forced him into picking something Mid was comfortable with. Lux? Lux is coming out.
And Ornn is going to be locked.
Ornn instantly locked. So, right now, Happy to Be Here has got to end this game very, very quickly. They are facing Hui, Kaisa with an Ornn and Jarvan cover. If they do not end this game in 30 minutes, it's going to be very bad.
It is going to be a very close and intense game getting ready to come up. I do actually want to point out Myth's draft is just so good. They have it all. They have the front line, they have the engage, they have the disengage, they have the poke, they have the all-in. Everything is there in their team comp. If you want to scale, they're about it. If you want to fight early, they're about it. It just looks so good on the side of Myth in this game one coming out of their draft. And we are going to be confirming picks here as Renekton was locked in top side. No funky stuff going on here. Lux is going to be mid and Jackson jungle. Followed by Astra spot lane. Ornn, Jarvan, and Hui locked in for the top side of NSG. And Kaisa and Alistar in the bot lane.
I'm ready to see how much top lane gets left alone. Surely Darken knows how to play this matchup into something that doesn't really seem too interactive, really, because I think Ornn's just going to try to sit there. Surely it's just more a game of who gets the early push pressure when you have literally, like, Quay on your team who can just one shot away. But, I mean, the Lux was a good response. You know, we don't really see Lux mid lane a lot. Usually the only time we see Lux competitively was with Kate Lux bot. But, you know, if Lux is the next best option and you look at Orianna and you say, you know what, if they pick Orianna, I'll you know, play Syndra into that. They didn't pick the Orianna. They picked Play instead. And, you know, the response was Lux. So I think a lot of it's going to be determined on how good early game pace is. I mean, again, like, Ornn doesn't certify you a win. We've seen that before in previous games. But if Ornn can do what he can to mitigate losses on the top side of the map, and the other team can't utilize grubs, he's fine literally just sitting there and never walking to top side objectives. I'm also interested to see how Alistar Thresh pans up. I feel like I haven't seen that matchup in a while. I think it's usually anytime Alistar gets instantly picked, it's usually to go into a Rel. Either a Rel or a Nautilus. Usually that's when it's picked. So we'll see how this matchup goes. I think like Alistar probably wins early, or it's pretty evenly matched up depending on who can psych the other support out. Generally, I think I don't even know. What do you think?
I'm very interested to actually see how much he supports Roam. I know from seeing games be played, Advanced Pajamas roams a lot in solo queue. And I think this game, if you can get your top laner and your mid laner in a good spot, as you said, if they need to win this game early. If you can impact the map as Advanced Pajamas in this game, just get away from your bot lane because, you know, Alistar is not going to let you do anything you want anyway. Kai'Sa's fine with farming, Ashe is fine with farming, and you impact the rest of this map, it can be absolutely insane.
Oh, man. I mean, I would be down to see some skirmishing top, though. I would be down to see it. I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen. I think Ornn's just gonna,
Oh, it's an
you know,
island up there, bro.
I think Ornn's gonna do the island or like the Ornn thing, where he kind of just sits around and smacks people with a CC, and then, you know, gets what Bombi Cinder and just sits there for the first 2 or 3 levels, really. But
I do think that I don't think that like Renekton made it super out of the changes of the items. I know Ornn arguably net it pretty well also in that top lane matchup, so we'll have to really. I'll be watching it as you know a top laner. You know, I gotta watch my own kind. Gotta make sure they're doing good.
all right, looks like we're getting in.
All right. As we're gonna get ready to get loaded into game 1. I do believe our prediction is closed at this point. We'll have to see just who takes game 1. Will it be NSG Myth or will it be Happy to be here? Stay tuned. I wish we had Riot's internet, that way we all be loaded in already.
Yeah, right.
Sorry guys, no, anticlimactic did, but you know, we don't control it.
All right, I'm in. You in?
I'm in. 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds.
Uh-oh. All right, here we go. We've already got red team. They're going to probably try to take more bodies bot lane to contest that bush. It's actually just going to be Kai'Sa. And NSG taking a more spread out approach.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
I'm interested as to why Happy to be here seems they want to stack. I mean, I'm not sure if that's an invade that they would take.
Guess they are a little worried about the invade. I do think these two teams have scrimmed. I could be wrong.
Well, and the biggest thing about scrims that I think a lot of people... Well, we're actually going to get a little confrontation here. I think they're going to try to get an early ward down. Way's going to take some early poke. There's actually a catch here on one fallen
you're
leaf.
a little ahead of me. One fallen leaf is going to get stunned up. The counter strike is going to be there. He's stunned up, and it's going to be a kill going straight over to Happy to be here first one on the Jats. What time are you at?
I'm at... Let's try to get at the same time. I'm at 128, 129.
I'm at 125, 126.
I'll wait. Count it out, count it out.
I'm 130 now. 131, 132, 133,
134, 135,
yep.
36. Okay, all right. We're on the same page. Let's go, baby.
All right, it does look like there's going to be a little skirmish going on in the bot lane. Some poke to be put out. Happy to be here. Being very aggressive. I can't believe the pick actually worked out.
Yeah, and maybe that was the reason for the stack, is I wonder if Hui's actually that scared of being ganked level 1, told Fallen Leaf to go ward it, didn't walk with him, and then just got caught for it. But honestly, probably better for him. He probably would have died.
It's true. We are going to have a nice little early game. Everyone brawling out a little bit. They're taking some trades here and there. Everyone feeling a little frisky. Ornn level 2 is going to go for a nice little grass stack or two. Renekton going to E forward. Looks like the Renekton actually got the better trade out of that. Mid lane also seems to be going in favor of Smurf.
Eddie with another level advantage. We have opposite rotation happening right now. And this Ornn is just smacking this Renekton up. Pity with the absolute level and health advantage right now.
It's just landing every single shot. Like, Ornn's beating up Renekton. Hui's just shooting Yoshi with every single spell. party's level 3. Darklander's gonna come out, save Saigon. So look for some retaliation plays. Very casually the Legends first 3 minutes. A little bit aggressive out of everyone, but Renekton's gonna go on a trade this time with a level lead, level 4 to level 3. Renekton is going to be able to out-trade Ornn there.
And you know, again, like this is not super bad for Ornn, right? I mean, I think he might have thought that in that rotation Jax was gonna come top. And so, you know, he takes a bad trade, is what it is. Renekton gets a recall off first, but again, Ornn doesn't necessarily need to win this lane, he just needs to survive it.
That is true, but Renekton is going to be in the bush. Waits for Ornn. Smurf's going to take a tower shot, trying to be a little too aggressive to finish off Yoshi Miner, who is definitely low under that tower.
Don't waste a minute.
Pony Boy is not allowing him to freeze that wave. Absolutely not.
Oh my god. Jackson's going to be on the bot side here. The Footlight Myth is going. Smith bot lane is going to get ready to recall, getting some vision up before they do. Poking their head around here. Smith's going to get a ward from the Tri-Brush.
Pony looks like he's trying to fake a roam here. I don't know if he knows that Jax is actually hovering in that rotation, but maybe he's waiting to see something. Slow pushing now.
Oh no.
He decides.
Gonna spot him.
And as you see, mid lane is what it is. We're back to you know, the regular mid lane moments where TP, shove. Unless Yoshi Miner is going to hit a bind here. There's a little bit of a skirmish, but Lux damage is just so much early.
Oh, we go back to the top side. And looks like we're not doing for a trade now too, but Ornn overwhelmingly wins this one with just 2 buff armors this time. Quay looking for a little bit of retaliation. Level 6 onto Quay. Nothing gonna be obtained. Looks like one follow leap is approaching the mid lane here. Ornn still bullying this Renekton completely. Renekton goes in for an aggressive E. W goes down, but the trade is still arguably nothing. Jax securing the dragon on the bot side. Mountain Drake going over to the side. Happy to be here.
And here's where we're going to see some of those executive decisions, right? Oh, Renekton's actually going to go in, take some more trades.
There's first blood on, there's second blood on the bot lane. The Pony Boy is going to go down from the thresh, landing the Q in the bot lane, and then there's going to be a dive out underneath the tower. Jax counter strike, Jax flash, the flash out. No casualties.
Beautiful tank.
And happy to be here. Pushing forward. That's 2 kills onto the Jax. Arguably happy to be here's best scaling champion. Arguably.
Yeah, so this is where you like go about those executive decisions as a jungler, right? So you saw Jax invade bot side when he noticed that J4 may have been hovering that rotation for Ornn. And once Jax kind of sets his boundaries and kind of feels out where the vision is, he kind of just says, you know what, screw it. I mean, we had a slow push building, and now let's just dive it. And so he goes in. There's some beautiful tanking, especially from Ashe, which weirdly enough shouldn't be tanking that, and is able to get out with a kill.
Very well played by Happy to be here. They were able to spot Jarvan on the control ward in their jungle. King of Darkin should know he is possibly looking at getting dove if this wave crashes in through the Ornn and Jarvan. That mid lane wave also getting pushed in, looking like Way is rotating up, but looks like he might just take it back instead. King of Darkin goes in for a trade. Ornn is going to be able to trade back. Damage is going to be put down.
Actually have a lane swap happening here. Lux is gonna take the bot side for a little bit, but it looks like a flank's been set up. Oh, the true shot doesn't hit.
That shot is going to go in. Alistar is going to head back. Knight is going to go down. Lots of damage coming down onto Alex. As he is going to be able to get out of there. Alistar also going to be able to hold on with just a sliver of health. Ooh. Nothing going in. W comes down from Ornn. It's not going to land. The R2 is going to let Ornn down. Renekton ultimate out. Ornn has no mana.
Oh, the Dominus is gonna run out. The Dominus is just gonna run out. He pops it, and he's just trying to play tag with him. He's trying to figure out where he is. He's just gonna try to stop the recall now.
The Orn E is going to come out for the knockup, but Renekton has no resources. He has all his cooldowns. Flash from Orn is out. Flash on Renekton is out. The Q is going to land, and that's a solo dolo for the Renekton in the top lane. I'm actually quite surprised.
Some skirmishing here, but you're actually going to see a one fallen gate here. The J4 is going to come in. Is he going to use the Cataclysm? He's just kind of waiting. He's getting Thresh zoned off. Now he's going to use the Cataclysm right after the Kaisa dies. He was waiting for it to happen, and then, unfortunately...
Double kill going over to Neo in the bot lane.
Savon not able to get out. Fallen played that perfectly well. He knew that he actually didn't even need to use the Cataclysm, and he could just wait for when Pajamas was just going to throw the Lantern and try to get Savon out. And so they just waited. Beautiful use of abilities. And they really, really know how to kind of stall the fight out in a way that won't have them blow too much.
It does look like Advanced Pajamas is going to go on his roams now. Help get the rest of the map further ahead. Showing out vision in the bot lane. It's actually very close. Very close game. Lots of skirmishing. We're seeing a lot of trigger pulls and violence. Great opportunities being taken.
Right, and again, like, if you're happy to be here, you're looking for a lot of pace, and I think they're trying to do it very well. Darkin kind of taking some more trades. Doesn't want him to touch this wave.
But it looks like Ornish is able to trade him here.
Yeah, and this is one of those things, right? We're not autopiloting for your lane builds. He got Bombi Cinder because that just helps him farm, but Bramble Vest is going to be really, really big in that matchup versus Renekton.
Yeah, and it's completely showing, but it does look like King of Darkin did take note. It looks like he's going for the Black Cleaver right now. So as long as he finishes that Cleaver, should be able to make this lane feel a lot similar to early game, a little easier to fight Ornn, a little more skirmishes.
Oh, we have a hot shot coming down mid. Is Hwei gonna get hit by it? It actually just misses barely.
Just completely only barely. Hope we go back in.
It looked close on the. It looked close on the map.
Oh, they are going to
Fall.
run over. They see Fallen leave. Wow. Just complete dominance from happy to be here over the map, making sure to completely zone Jarvan off from even coming to contest Scrubs.
You do see, look at this bot side trade they're making here. Pony trying to zone off Savon has been left by Thresh for almost a minute and 30 seconds now. Pajamas was able to get some priority over Grubs, but we're about to see some skirmishing happen in a second.
Damage, hook is gonna go a little wide. I'm sorry, able to dodge out the way. Yoshi is gonna use the left ultimate, but will not be able to secure the Drake. Drake secured by one fallen leap on the Jarvan. As Ornn is looking to push the blade and is running low on mana. We're not able to
look at Alex. Look at that Alex flank. It's coming.
It's coming.
But honestly, look at the
he's
the
able
damage
to dodge
was gonna
the
be
knockup.
there.
The Horn is out. The dominance is there. Horn knockup 2 is ready, but it does not matter as he is gonna go down. King of Darkin, 2 kills in the top lane.
But here you go. Fallen sees it. You see it happening. There's a slow push happening right now, and we're about to have a dive. Cataclysm is up,
Savon
and so is Unbreakable
low.
Will.
Oh, the hook is down. The flay is down. The ultimate from Thresh is out. Will it not be enough? Savon is going to get a flash, but it just will not be enough. He will go down.
Killer Instinct comes as well.
Ooh,
We have the Unbreakable Will come out. Oh no, Fallen! Fallen takes too long. The Unbreakable Will was just barely enough to keep Alistar alive, and he stepped out too early. We have a skirmish here in the mid lane. A final spark comes out.
Oh,
it's just not enough. Just barely.
It's barely how much HP? It's under. Oh, it's single digits for sure. It was single digits for sure. Oh no, looks like Ponyboy is not done with his mission. He sees a Yoshi miner with no mana. The flashes are gonna come out.
The flash!
Yoshi miner.
I mean, it's not as bad because of Hex Flash, but again, a 5-minute cooldown is just really, really feels bad.
For sure. Especially when you're down roughly 23 whole CS. Way is definitely making this lane a lot harder for Yoshi Minor to farm in. As Smurf is doing just that in the top lane, or in the mid lane, my bad. So like lane swaps are going to be coming out. Both mid laners will be heading to the bot lane here around the 12-13 minute mark, as both mid laners have also, are both in carries and supporters have also moved towards the mid lane.
Well, and again, right, like, Happy to Be Here needs that pace. They have, you know, the same amount of grubs, but they may actually be able to utilize it with Ashe Thresh. They have a lot more pick power here, and you actually see a Jax Thresh invade topside to get some vision. I think they're looking to probably do something later on around Rift Herald.
For sure, as it does look like Alice has to. Alice will be starting the Rift Herald. Team Darking going for aggressive trades, going to be looking to probably get this.
Come on! The Cataclysm comes through.
The Lantern, he is going to make it. The hook saves him. The Jack comes in with the counter east. The half of him comes out. Tons of damage going into his Jarvan, but he is going to be EQ'd out. Will they be able to get it? No, they won't, as they are going to jump out.
Beautiful hook. Oh, Killer Instinct from Kaisa just is going to start one-shotting people.
Wow, Neo
and a beautiful unbreakable will from Alistar to tank those shots for Kaisa. The movement is there for Neo. He's got so much and potential. And
but Smurf is gonna land every single smell.
Here's Spiraling Despair. Is just gonna take Renekton down.
Whoa, wow, whoa. And the team fights are just gonna completely flip this game on its head. Myth groups together and completely turns this game around. With 2 team fights back to back decisively. That was absolutely insane.
And again, that's why, like we were saying, we think that NSG really drafted better here. I mean, you've got J4 Ornn. Ornn's just going to sit top to keep this Renekton here, and even when Renekton walks away, he gets value from it. A Killer Instinct, Kaisa is just going to move around as Alistar and J4 kind of do what she wants for him, and then Hui kind of just one-shots everybody who didn't die in the initial fight.
She has all the front line in the world to do whatever she wants.
And again here.
Play is going to come out. The Q is going to go a little wide. Thresh is going to be knocked up here by one fall only. One fall only is going to go forward with Catapults on for Sivon. The Thresh learner is going to be there to save. Shoot down from Jab. It's going to look like a turn. One fall only is going to go down. Yoshi Miner is here as well. Kaisa very low. Kaisa is going to die. Shutdown going over to Sivon on the Ashe. Will that be 2? It's going to be a double kill going over to Sivon on the Ashe. As Advanced Pajamas and Yoshi Miner look for something mid lane.
Beautiful there. I think I think that NSG kind of just moved up a little too far. I mean, they have the the capital to do a lot more. They have mid pressure. I don't really think the trade was necessary unless they were looking for a pick for Rift Herald, but we'll see really how Hui influences some of these fights. We're really looking for one-shot potential, and look at that mid lane CS gap as Ashe takes this top lane turret.
I do want to note that even with as strong as Kaisa was, Sivon did not falter in managing to keep even CS, and we are seeing it pay off, able to help pick up some kills there, hopefully help speed up their AD carry, hopefully catch up to this Kaisa a little bit.
It's a little bit of a scary scenario. Ornn's having to catch top wave as they start dragging. Looks like it's just going to go straight over to NSG, no problem.
Oh,
Final Spark comes through, but it's not enough.
The Death Sentence is going to land onto Pony Boy. Pony Boy in a seemingly bad spot here, but Happy to Be Here doesn't want to commit on it. They're too scared. They think he has company. The closest member was Hui, but I think a 3-on-2 would have went in their favor. We do have to remember, though, every minute it's in NSG's favor. Every minute after 25 minutes immediately becomes in NSG's favor.
And that's really important, right? Especially when you're up a dragon. I mean, it's not super sufficient, but if they get put on one more drag for Happy to Be Here, they're going to be on soul point, and then at that point, NSG kind of just passively controls the game from how much stats they're going to gain and how much value they get from every minute passing, just like you said. We have Pony. Pony and Fallen are looking for something. Fallen's actually going to get hooked here. Because he doesn't have enough information to make that decision on the call to go in.
They're just going to keep pushing these waves in. They know their win con. They know time is on their side. They have a Fedway who has maintained a 20 or more CS lead over Yoshi Miner all game. Smurf is smurfing when it's coming to this farming this game.
We have a little bit of a sandwich here. Pony's getting a little bit comfortable. Same for Smurf, who's bot side. Tries to dodge it. The counter-strike comes through. He flashes away.
Oh,
and now
on the top side of the map. That's is also going to be getting cut by the rest.
The box comes through. Pajamas overstepped his boundaries. And Smurf's able to get away.
Oh! The arrow lands. Smurf is burning. Sidebond is looking for it.
No.
Lux isn't going to be able to get it. Jax is looking for it. He's riding Shelly. He goes the complete wrong way. As well, it's going to be another trade in the top side as well. King of Darkin losing that trade in the top side. Oracle comes down. He wants more. Oh, King of Darkin
flashes away. Did he flash
no,
away?
He
or did
eat
he
away.
dash?
He eat away.
Dude, it was almost perfect. The same time the animation went through, I thought he had flashed, and now he has overstayed his welcome.
Letting him stay. Dumb Miss is going to come out, but will he make it not one bit? Gonna down another one. 4 on the top side. 5 on the top side of Myth. Will they be able to retaliate? Baron Nasher has spawned. They're gonna start it. They're T1 Baroning.
And unfortunately, it looks like Alex is going to be a little bit too late, as they have 3 on Baron. Pony is going to try to zone off. Ornn TP and Lux TP at the same time. Yeah.
Oh,
this is going to be a really wide-angle fight.
The Baron is down to 2K. The Baron is down to 1K. The Baron is secured by Fallen Lin. That's a fight.
Here we go.
Tyson is in the front line. Yep. Fallen Lin starts to get out.
Killer Instinct. The Spiraling Despair comes out. It's just a massacre. It's just a massacre for NSG.
Yoshi Miner cannot maintain a kill. NSG is going for the. They smell blood in the water. Alistar's there. The Hui Lightning's gonna come down from a screen away, and NSG Myth is gonna look down and start marching through Happy to Be Here's base at 21 minutes.
I love the absolute patience that Neo has with Killer Instinct. He waits until his front line has a very, very good control over what's happening in front of him, and then once Hui is able to hit that Spiraling Despair, it kind of just falls forward onto Happy to Be Here, and they start to panic. And with Ornn there first, in that TP, and be able to just get in their face, I don't know if they were like panicking or what happened, but beautiful execution from NSG Myth.
Myth playing very well here, and it's only going to get harder for Happy to Be Here. Ornn is level 13, rapidly getting ready to start approaching level 14, and we already know who that first upgrade is probably going to. This game is not going to get easy, and Happy is going to have to look for a way back in, and they're going to have to start making some very desperate plays.
Guys, I just want to bring up just a little thing. Why does Jax have Nashers in his item set?
I didn't think he was going to do this to his team during this game. Alright, so for everyone's history, Alex used to be my jungler, and he does like himself some AP Jax jungle. We'll see the Ash Arrow is going to land a flash forward out of Advanced Pajamas. The ultimate comes out. They're going to use it all, but they are going to get the shutdown over to Yoshi Miner. As Alex has extended just a little too far. Neo and Ponyboy want this kill. They are going to secure it. As Dragon is going to go out, the Death is going to come in and going to fan the force, but it's not going to be able to get it. Secured by one Fallen Leaf, but Simon is here. One Fallen Leaf goes in.
The Cataclysm comes through, yeah.
Horn is going to land, but will it be enough?
And there's Killer Instinct. Oh, the Killer Instinct from Neo again. It just one-shots their carries.
So double kill for Neo. W is going to land. If another one lands, Yoshi Minor just might die. The second one lands, the shield comes out. Neo still looking for it. Taking current shot. Shoots another
Neo?
Grace Acre. But Neo is unstoppable.
Chris Kyle, Neo with these W and Killer Instinct ultimates just flying through and killing people left and right. Darkin able to get some value top, but Alex is going to try to stop it. And he's somehow able to phase them off.
They're just not going to go for the kill. They're going to let him live there. Not going to overextend. Not risk his team coming up and dropping too much gold. This Kaisa is worth a lot of money. And she does do a lot of damage.
Alright, this is going to be it here. After these recalls, this is going to be probably the final fight, skirmish of some kind. We don't really have any objectives up, but it's just a game of vision at this point.
It's true. As Damage is going to look up to try to clear some vision here and keep some vision for his team. They are going to have to look to get this pit. They see Smurf.
Still arrow.
Going to go a little wide. The flash will come out of Smurf. He is going to best not die.
Smurf staying a little bit late. I think his team knows that. They're not really too concerned.
Happy is too scared. Happy's now in the position. Alex knows. He's like...
Look at the flank.
He knows it's going to come in. The Grandmaster's Duelist comes out. The ultimate comes out of play. He will not be able to get him to slow it.
But he's coming. And this is where... Oh, it's over. Dominus is there, but it's not enough for the Jax. Or the Renekton to be able to survive that, and I think this is going to be it on the final push. Pity TP'd, honestly probably didn't have to. Fallen Flank is just too good to be true, especially with Kaisa there.
TP
and now they're just going to kind of siege.
Out of the way, wait is bot lane. I just want to point out,
they've got to make a decision.
I just want to point out Orange did upgrade. Oh, the Counterclism. The
Counterclism.
The
Final Spark is just not enough, and now they're just going to kind of bully people down as Way pushes.
Oh, it's a massacre from Happy. NSG is just massacring them.
It didn't take 30 minutes this time, but NSG Myth know their limits in this game 1 of this tournament, and they are going to take anything they can get at the end.
At 25 minutes, destroying the base. Neo is legendary. 16-2-9 on the Kaisa. Happy had it in the beginning, but NSG will close out game 1. 26 minutes. Holy shit. I mean, cool. 29,000 damage, dude.
And at the end of the day, right? Like, would Poppy be a good pick into J4 Kaisa? I mean, maybe, but you need massive pace regardless of that. And there's just so much damage from Kaisa.
Oh man. Alright, as we are going to get game 2 set up and ready. That was our game 1. Very dominant display out of NSG. Very dominant display in game 1. Hopefully Happy is able to recover, you know, save some mental, look back at that game and be like, what can we do here to improve for next game?
I think most of it is just kind of realizing what happens in Champ Select, right? Like once you get to certain ranks, I think what starts to happen is, I don't want to say 50% of the game is in Champ Select, but you kind of need to have that realization of what's happening, right? And if you don't have that realization of what's happening, if you get blinded by champion preferences, it starts to become a lot larger of an issue. You need to figure out what the other team's wanting to do before it actually happens. And I think there were some picks that just didn't really support the information that they had at the time.
Oh, for sure. Oh, absolutely. There's a lot to take away from that game. Definitely we'll start in draft and work from there. But Neo and Ponyboy easily. If I gotta give out MVPs, if you give me out your honors at the end of the game, Neo and Ponyboy put on a clinical.
And honestly, Fall in there too, right?
Yes,
like
very
he
much
trusts
so.
his top laner enough, and I bet you on comms, he was telling him to literally never come top, and if he dies, it's literally whatever, right?
Yep.
Like Ornn's gonna come back into this game with value no matter what's gonna happen. And so Fallen literally just creates a rotation that's favorable for him, but I mean, there were so many flanks that were unreal. And he had such good patience with his Cataclysm, like not using it at times that it didn't need to be used and trusting his bot lane on those flanks. And then once Neo has like that 4 or 5, 6 kill lead, the Kaisa lines, kill 6, kill 7. It just starts to like just get out of control,
Double
right?
kill,
Like
double kill, double
that
kill.
like that's got to be tilting where like Kaisa's literally just saying 7, 8, 9, counting out her kills, and you're able to do nothing about it because J4 is right around the corner in that bush, right?
Yeah, very, very well played from One Fallen League. Literally, like, knowing the map. They knew when the Jax was top, wasn't bot lane, you know, because they're jumping the Ornn. And then he's like, all right, guys, so come get this double kill. We got a game to end, 325 minutes.
Right. And that all goes to say, right? I don't know. Do we have any information if that 80 carry, the main 80 carries coming in? Do we know that yet?
I am reaching out to the teams right now, and I will let you know shortly.
Because again, I don't think it's necessarily an 80 carry diff. I'm really just curious at this point. It looks like Savon's back in the lobby. I don't think so, but I think that jungle bans are good. I think that Viego is good. I agree. You can mess up Viego's pace. Can you mess up J4's pace enough to where he's out of the game? Probably not. I think if you had to choose between Viego, J4, I think you personally probably ban J4. It's just one of those situations. Or pick Poppy. You have options, and I think you genuinely probably should ban J4 over Viego.
Every single game. All right, ladies and gents, while we let the teams get ready, we are going to play the top of the game ad break, because that's the only way we make funds around here. It'll only be a minute and a half, though. Because ads are good for us all.
Oh my god, the Kaisa damage.
It was actually insane. She was doing like 1.3k damage a minute. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Trying to catch fire but feeling so cold. Holding inside and hope it won't show. I'm saying it's not, but inside I know today's gonna be the day you notice. Cause I'm tired of explaining what the joke is. This is what you asked for. Heavy is the crowd. Fire in the sunrise. Ashes raining down. Try to hold it in, but it keeps bleeding out. This is what you asked for. Heavy is the crowd.
Don't waste a minute.
Turn to run, now look what it's become. Outnumbered 10 to 1. Back then should have bit your tongue, cause there's no turning back. This path once it's begun. You're already on that list. Say you don't want what you can't resist. Waving that sword when the pen won't miss.
I'm still trying to figure out where that ASOL ban came from. I'm really not sure why.
I do believe Yoshi might employ ASOL. Maybe it's just trying to push him into a corner.
Either that, or I wonder if I don't know. Mid lane, I'll be honest. Mid lane, I don't know my matchups well. Is Asoul good in the way? Maybe. I honestly, probably, actually, right?
I can't see it being bad.
Actually, I have no idea. I don't even think I've actually ever seen that matchup first way.
And maybe we will get to see it in this game, as I do hope we are ready. Vortex is not coming.
All right, so we're gonna stay with
Sairon in the bot lane, that's AD carry.
Don't waste a minute.
Oh, when they post spectator, send to me. Yeah. Yo, Derp,
Yes, sir.
the spectator link.
Sorry.
Shoot it to me. I don't even know if it are they already started.
No, they haven't started yet.
Okay, good.
Got you, buddy. Got you.
Here we go. Let's look at this. Let's look at this draft.
Diplomacy's failed us.
All right, draft is already starting.
Empires push the
Mhm.
Vagar ban right out the door from Myth.
I guess
Don't waste a
Yoshi
minute.
has them at least a little worried about it.
J4 finally. Here we go. J4's out.
They will
They
not
knew it
be
was a
giving
problem.
that back over.
That Nocturne 1 million points is already out, and they say Hui is too much, so they are going to get rid of it off the back as well. And this is a good thing about Red Side. I don't know if they declared Red Side pick for game 2.
No, it's
Assuming they did.
Old-fashioned switch, yeah.
So this is really, really good about Red Side, and just, you know, going on to the next game in general is you can adjust your bans. A lot of good teams are good in game 2s. Ashe is going to come out as a ban. The Crystal Arrow is too much for them in terms of pick power.
Oh, we're gonna take it away from Sairon, put on something a little less comfortable. They didn't leave Gen open this time. Maybe they looked to take it in the beginning. They do have first pick.
Well, and leaving Jin open, right, is one of those things where they may be good at Jin, but with Fallen, right, forcing somebody into playing Jin with that kind of flanking is really, really good, and they're going to go ahead and get rid of the Rek'Sai. Jin insta-locked for NSG mid.
Yeah, but I had a feeling. I was like, there's no way you take away Jin and you don't just, like, choke slam it.
So we're probably going to see another 80 carry response. Caitlyn, probably a good response in terms of range. We'll see what build they go, because you're already seeing a lot of scaling on the side of Myth here once again.
Is it really scaling if you end the game before 30 minutes?
Right. But again, that's what's good about scaling, though, right? Is it's like you're like patent behind you, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you have a pillow to fall on. It's never always a game ender, right? But it gives you something to rely on the later game if you don't have pace in the early
Don't
game.
waste a minute.
Hecarim comes out for the jungler for Happy. It's something that I saw up there. I mean, Alex is a Masters Peak player. Hecarim was up there along with Nocturne. Hyper movement is what we saw on his op.gg. We'll see how he utilizes it this game.
That's true. Now we get to wait. We're going to see. Looks like they are trying to give that counter pick over to the support pick.
Viego comes through.
Viego was not banned.
So, jungle is going to be entirely paced this game. I think Hecarim does a little bit better in early farming as opposed to Viego, but it really comes down to who can pressure which jungler harder off of early game pace on what leads that they get, and the Silas blind is coming in.
Oh, they're getting cocky.
For Smurf.
Oh, we're getting cocky.
It's 2 melee blinded right now, and we're gonna see how Yoshimiter responds to this for Silas, and it's Vex for Yoshimiter here, and now it's all down to the support in the top lane. They both feel confident that they're fine in the second half of draft, and here we go with Happy to Be Here. What is their first ban going to be in the second half of draft?
Oh, getting very interesting. I like Happy's draft a lot better this game. It looks a lot more solid. More kids are going to be taken away from the top side of the map. Most likely Leona banned in response.
Uh-oh. I have a feeling a Skarner is about to be picked here from the Mordekaiser ban. It was on his op.gg, but that would be the only reason you really ban it, unless there's something else that I do not know about their plan.
Jack's gonna be taken away by Happy themselves.
Rengar. Yeah, I saw the Rengar on the op.gg. Yeah, I saw it.
He used to be a Rengar one for it. They are gonna take it away. Will not be giving it.
Now
Paying some respect. Hey, paying lots of respect to the fact that King of Darkin performed arguably very solid last match, did what he could to try to be a rock for his team. Was not enough. Poppy
there we go.
This time.
It's a Poppy flex. This could be support, and there's going to be a response here. It's really good versus Viego Silas. We'll see what happens in response. Now they know they can't really stack up on the dash, and they need some range here, and Seraphine's going to come through.
Seraphine very good.
They're thinking about it. Maybe just more time to think. So it is going to be Seraphine Jin. Oh, Karma actually switched last second. Either way, some range is good for them. And now this is where the blind comes in, and this is going to be pretty tough because you don't know if it's Poppy support or Poppy top. I mean, either way, it's struggle, and they're going to go Dr. Mundo. The Dr. Mundo goes through. For Pity This Mini, I saw it. Top of his op.gg. We're going to see what the response is for this Poppy flex.
King of Darkin is a man right now, and he pulls a SirDerp and he locks in Gwen, and he runs that matchup. That's all I'm saying.
Darius.
Okay, I like it.
And there we go. And there we go. We got some ego here. Let's go.
Let's get some ego gameplay. I like how Happy to Be Here said, fuck it. We lost game 1. Time to show our ass a little bit. They're completely ready for this. I love the blatant, aggressive picks out of both teams. This is going to be a good game.
Yeah, so you see how really it kind of switched from game 1 to game 2. We had a lot of, more structured team comps in terms of how they're going to play these fights out, but now it's a little bit more scattered other than, Happy to Be Here has a lot more speed advantage, a lot more engage advantage, in my opinion. You've got Vex Hecarim, you've got Poppy Iron Ambassador, you've got a lot of these things that can kind of make it a little bit more difficult for Myth to run away from them. But Silas is probably going to be the determining factor, and depending on how Viego's pace is versus Hecarim, I mean, he can't really be invaded, or it's going to be pretty tough for him in the long term.
Oh, for sure. I mean, this top lane matchup is going to be... This top lane matchup is going to be so incredibly volatile. Whoever wins that matchup level 1 might just become the rate boss of this game. Or like level 1 through 3. It is such a dangerous time for those two. Mundo might just decide he does what he pleases. Darius might just walk up and dunk him.
And to be honest, it's a little bit more like, this is going to be a lot more probably micro-oriented. You're probably going to see a lot more leads come out to more wins, right? So like first game was more so you're trying to think about what's happening in draft. What are we thinking about? What we're thinking about is the scale for NSG game 1 just became too much. It didn't even really become too much to handle. I mean, I think Ornn had literally just gotten level 13, but it was too far gone. 8k plus gold lead for NSG, and they couldn't find a way out, and there was just too many picks happening. But this looks a lot more micro-oriented, right? So we have the Hecarim, we have the Vex. We'll see how that pans out for them if it has to come to team fight later in the game.
Yes, sir. As we are going to be getting into a possible game eliminating match. Happy to be here. Said we need a win. How do we get a win? Oh, let's let's try to hit them the same way they hit us. It's going to be 3 minutes as we are going to be getting into game. This time we are, as broadcasters, going to take a little bit of a 2-minute break, but we will meet you guys back in Champ Select so we can grab some water and hit the bathroom. We recommend you all do as well, and we will see you in the beginning of game 2.
Hydro homies, drink your water, guys.
Hydro homies, drink your water, guys.
Looks like we're loading in now. Derp, are you back? The game is starting. You're muted. He's not here. Oh no. Alright, well here comes game 2 of tonight's tournament games. NSG Myth up 1. And are put on blue side this game. We're going to see 5 points from both teams. A little bit different from last time.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
They're a little more
Wow.
scared.
Fallen not going to make that same mistake again. Smurf's already there covering him. He wants to see if he can grab a ward there. You're just going to say hello to each other. He's going to see if he can get the ward, but he's actually just going to walk away. It's not worth the risk this early in the game.
A little bit different from last game.
Minions have spawned.
Just a little bit.
Happy to be here. Actually able to sneak a ward on his Raptors. On the bot side of the map, Viego's gonna go sneak one as well. And it's just a mind game. It's just mind games. But 2 wards were used bot side. Let's see if that is a big impact on early vision.
Does look like Darius is thinking about it. Doesn't seem to go too far in there though. This probably about this map, Mr. Ponyboy.
There we go. Some early poke.
Let's look at some early game aggression.
This is really awkward. The E's gonna get started from Pajamas, but he's gonna take some major poke, and he actually may die.
The flash is gonna come out. The exhaust is gonna come out. 5-on is trying to body block for him, but it's just not enough. And Neo and Ponyboy back on it already again. The aggression has not stopped from last game.
And I think if that stun had hit on the middle wall, would have been a little bit better. Smitty actually getting the level advantage, but you know, he's not sure. He's not sure when that level 2 is going to hit for Darius, so he's just trying to get more of a wave advantage.
Oh, the
Come on.
is gonna come out. The barrier is gonna come out of Caitlyn. I think she's gonna live, Lin, just a little longer.
That's the barrier. And this is going to be a little bit more tough, especially Karma Jin. It's a health advantage in the way of NSG's bot lane right now, but Karma Jin's just tough, man. They're going to zone him off the wave as well.
Ooh, that flavor is
Here we-
gonna land.
Look at this. Viego invade. It's happening. They're going to try to make... Savon and Pajama have to walk away from this wave. They have to give up the XP or help Alex be able to farm his own camps, and it looks like they're going to walk away, and Fallen doesn't have enough people there.
He flashed out of Viego.
Don't waste a minute.
I don't believe
get
he
away.
got the Grump either. Thank you, Mr. K, for the follow. Thank you, Take it for the follow. Thank you, Strawberry Shortcake, for the follow. Wow. And those flavors are going to land. The NW is going to connect.
Now again, and this is like those things you... Oh, there,
The
Darkin
EQ?
actually going to take...
Okay.
And again, like when you see 2 high resource junglers playing against each other, it's all about like what are you trading for, right? Similar to a lane, you have to figure out how much is it worth it to disrupt somebody's pace. And to be honest, you got a 5-minute summoner, some trading here, and Fallen's actually gonna be here for the gank. And Smurf was trading health on a stacked wave, but Fallen's there fast enough to make it worth it. It's gonna help him shove this wave out for kill mid.
The communication that Fallen must have with his laners for them to know that they can sit here and just like have a trade and he's on his way. I'm gonna be there every time. Absolutely.
Well, that's
insane.
some more trading bot lane, but I agree, and I think the big thing about that is you need to know your champion pool very well to like be able to make those proactive calls. We have a little bit of trading here. The Mundo passive wasn't there, and Darkin's gonna take more trades with him.
He is going to flash forward. The flash is going to come out of retaliation, charge up the Q, the W just a little too late. As it does look like IWB here is also going to be trying to trade a little more aggressively in the bot side. That's an extra footing just a little bit. Yoshi Minor also going in very aggressive in the mid lane.
Oh, Fallen, look at this.
But
And it's something you would always ask for. Fallen here to lane gank, missing the E.
but Alex is here
Heckram.
also. He's not going to let his top laner go down without a fight. He's body blocking Fallen. It might have bit off just a little more than he can chew. Will Alex be able to chase him down? The damage is going to come out, but he is going to take a turret shot. Fallen able to get out just with the skin of his teeth.
And that goes to show, right, that communication's not all of it. You need more information to make plays like that. And even though Viego's doing well versus Heckerman farm, if you're going to take risk, you have to have more information. And just like this, Smurf is just zoning Yoshi Miner off this wave.
Just going to select this next wave. Yoshi Miner very afraid, low on mana, can't do too much into the silence alone. Karma has roamed up from the bot lane, looking to harass, but Man's Pajamas is also there. I don't know why the camera is doing what it's doing. Sorry, guys. Oh, and the poke from Ponyboy gonna get us Ari prop. We gotta get them stats up.
There you go, right? Like, we have one of those desynced jungle pass, the supportal combats happening. Poppy's actually giving up a lot of XP, and Karma's not missing much for it.
Might use immediately to help speed up the dragon from falling.
Good grief, the poke is just insane. Pajamas instantly has to flash again after pretty much almost got off cooldown from the level 1 incident.
Alright, Darius is going to be able to get the Mundo passive broken down. 2 stats, 3 stats, 4 stats. Darius is able to have another successful trade in the top lane.
And if you see, Viego again trying to harass this Hecarim when his bot side has priority, is actually able to path around him!
Oh,
and somebody's actually able to barely see him.
Looks like Follow Leaf might be out of position this time, as Yoshi's ultimate is going to go wide, but it just does not matter as Alex is going to slay him and tell him to get out of his jungle.
It's like Ponyboy is just mispositioned at the worst times. Viego has the great invades, and Ponyboy now is just walking up on this Hecarim with no support. Curtain call.
2 shots, 3 shots, 4 shots. The ultimate from Hecarim is going to come out. A little bit late from Advanced Jam. It's going to stop it. Jenna is going to turn around and look more for this. Level 5 versus level 6. Oh, come out. Flash has come out. And Neo is going to slay Sivon one more time. Smurf has moved over. He is going to go for the poppy.
Beautiful hijack. Oh my goodness. And that's just knowing your champion and where you're going to go. Silas hijack to kill off an invade that went wrong. And now he's ahead 2-0.
If you're happy to be here, we're in a similar state to where we were last game. Their top lane is even, their jungle is ahead. But the bottom side of the map is struggling to hold off this dominance from the Myth players.
Right, and what do you do, right? Like, as Hecarim, you may have to make these decisions, right? Is my bot side's being permanent invaded by Viego. And he's only gotten punished 1 time for it. So really, as Hecarim here, and I hope he's going to do it, is he should be pathing topside to try to get Darius a more favorable position. He's not probably going to get him a kill, but he's at least make the lane a little bit easier for him so he can have somebody in this game. And here it comes. Some poke bot side, but Hecarim is making that flank top lane. Alex is coming around now. He's going to make an opening for Darius. Mundo passive comes out.
It's going to come down, throwing the Mundo. Mundo is going to get really low here. You said it wasn't going to be a kill, but that's a dunk coming out of Darius.
The guillotine comes through, and that's the good thing about this matchup is that Darius, if he gets a really favorable gank, that lead is just enough to out-damage at some point, especially if you have constant, you know, just on top of him in your face, and it's good. Now you've got somebody in the game. This Darius has a position, and Smurf is just going to use his to force Yoshi to smash. And a beautiful hijack. And a swish off in the tank. He has to flash away.
Oh, I think if I remember, if I saw it right, I think Karma uses the shield, but Hecarim is here. The second R from Vex is going to come out. It's reset. Will it be enough? The ultimate comes out of Hecarim. Both targets are low. Is it enough?
Oh no, the onslaught's not enough.
Oh, well, Poppy is there. Shut down. Going over to Poppy's advanced pajamas. Viego is here. As Karma is going to look.
Q is not going to make it. Again, very, very impressed by this Silas by Smurf. He knows how to use hijack in a way that's very, very valuable and able to get away from just the most insane situations. And again, Viego does not want Alex to have his bot side camps, but doesn't have the support because Karma's late.
Not for free.
And Yoshi's actually gonna roam here. As he's taking Scuttle the Hex Flash? The Auto the Hex Flash stun!
He is feared up. CC. Flash comes out of Viego. Isn't enough. The ultimate comes straight out of Viego.
Ace in the hole?
It's gonna fly. Not enough damage out of the Caitlyn. W
Mantra Q
is going to land. Happy is trying, but it just does not seem to be enough. All members
weirdly
of
enough.
NSG are able to disengage with their life. But there's going to be a fight in the top lane. 2 stacks from Darius, 3 stacks from Darius, 4 stacks from Darius, 5 now onto the Mundo. Mundo is going to use ult. The guillotine will come out. Will not be enough. Silas heading
Maximum
top
dosage.
side.
Oh no, here we go.
Oh, the current
Curtain call comes bot lane.
Oh,
Jim barely lives.
Flash out of King of Dark, and he too is going to survive.
Oh.
Ivan playing with fire, does not seem to be too scared, does not believe they can actually threaten the dive.
Look at the
Fourth
flank.
shot is gonna
We have a TP bot.
TP onto top from King of Dark and top TP from Silas onto the bot side. Looking at Alice, he's going to dodge it. W is going to land.
No.
W will connect. It's going to have
That's the
to use
ult line,
ultimate.
yeah. No onslaught from Hecarim. He's that low. Viego's gonna take grubs for it, and now they have no priority until he gets it back. It's kind of unfortunate, and Silas is kind of getting a lot of wave priority mid, so it's gonna be tough, but there's a collapse happening.
It does look like they want it. Let's go for the knockback. Knockback is going to land. Yoshi Minus is going to go a little too far. Their Q is going to collect one fallen leaf, as he will be dead on his feet.
Smurf.
Smurf going in. Poppy is going to the flash. When Smurf doesn't have mana, but will
Onto
take
the
the
Q.
onslaught back in. They're relying on the passive. Yoshi Minor is going to die. The Ignite is live, but it will not be enough to save or to secure the Silas.
The combat sense from Smurf, he took that onslaught, and it looks like he originally hesitated if he wanted to go back in to help Fallen, but he actually knew, whether it was communication or not, that it wasn't going to be possible to turn around. He saves it for the best possible moment. Solo kills Yoshi Minor again. The Mantra Q is not able to follow up, but again, now Alex trying to take his lead to invade the top side of the map.
Mundo was there to defend his general honor there.
A lot closer of a game than previously. That's what we want to see. Fallen again with this beautiful flank. The fear comes through, but
it's just gonna go down. One more.
a heartbreak comes through from Diego and picks up Vex, and he's gonna again not let this Hecarim walk to his bot side. He's actually, I think, just starting to set up some priority for this dragon, but he may have it.
Damage
We'll
is
see.
insane. The curtain call comes out, and that's the damage is gonna cancel the curtain call. Will he pay for it with this life?
It doesn't
Voltage
matter.
is low. It does not matter. Flash forward from Neo.
And the static shiv kills both.
Nope, Poppy lived.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Poppy lived. Just barely with a life.
Oh, barely. God. I mean, it might as well, right?
Not a gold died.
Agree.
That looks like this is going to secure the dragon. King of Dark and living the poor top lane solo queue lifestyle right now. He's ahead, but the rest of the map is on fire.
There you go. Both mid laners don't have TP. Vex is actually planning on staying mid and not swapping. I mean, she doesn't have TP, but I mean, here is really dangerous. Darkins has to be very careful. He doesn't have the information. And here it comes. Ponyboy and Neo are now here to support. The Mantra Q is going to come through. And unfortunately, Darkin, even with the guillotine at that low health, it's not going to matter. And Fallen's going to flank back in with the stealth. Pestering. Vex is going to ult. The Mundo actually decides to go in. Beautiful flash fear.
But it just doesn't seem to be enough damage that they're not able to kill anyone. It does look like they're going to go 1-for-1. Jin is dead. Vex is dead. Will they be able to do more? And it does not seem like if Diego
The
collects his body,
resets.
Poppy is, and Simon is still firing.
Oh, wow.
Alex will be able to trade one fallen leaf, as it's now 2v1. But Caitlyn is the only member on the map.
Right, these are those decisions you make, right? Like, I mean, it's still win in the favor of NSG, and Smurf didn't have TP to go there. That was a decision that Yoshi made, because maybe he thought he was just too weak to not be able to side lane, but again, that decision alone got them Rift Herald to be able to win that fight, and also another tower bot side. So now, not as dramatic as last game. We're at about a 3,000, 4,000 actually now gold lead in favor of NSG Myth with some good objectives on their side. Some of the fights, I mean, some of them have been close, but honestly, not really. Honestly, the only fights that have not been close is when Smurf walks away, like we just saw there. And
when Alex and King of Darkin are only versing one fall and leave him pit as midi. The game looks a lot more even then.
And any fight besides, any fight besides bot lane has been uniquely.
Oh my god.
Oh wow. And again here, like we were talking about in Champ Select, Smurf actually walking top and sees the Hecarim, is able to get away.
Yeah, Alex is on vision, but it's just a little.
Oh, Darkin, no, gets tethered.
Oh,
is able to actually get away from. No, Viego speeds too much.
There's no
Shields.
tower. He thought there was a tower there, and then he realized there's no tower.
Just like last game, NSG using their resources to find picks, and actually Neo's gonna walk on off vision. Deonce's gonna come through, and Jin's not feeling good right now. Waiting for the crit shot. It's actually able to survive with the Karma shield, and Pity's there.
Karma is gonna be able to slay Alex. They're going to be able to get them all. Fourth shot comes down. Hecarim comes
wow.
in with the onslaught. It is a slaughter by NSG Myth as they rock. Happy to be here as world.
And here comes the Rift Herald. I don't think this will end the game, but it'll pretty much open up mid to where it's going to be difficult for them to respond. They do have a little bit of wave clear, not as much as last game though, by far. They don't have any of those mages that can wave clear.
The W is gonna land.
Beautiful. Darius is going to try to defend. Smurf's actually able to get out, but it's just
this is a lot of they're killing them under tower.
And this is where the panic starts to set in. The death walk one by one.
Lands one more time. That's why Alex will pay for his sins. Killing spree is down. Neo's gonna kill him too. Sidemon's going right back to the gray screen. You said they wouldn't be able to end. You said they wouldn't be able to end.
I was wrong. Yeah, they actually FF this game.
At 18 minutes and 30 seconds.
And that's the tough thing, right? Games end off mistakes like that. When you start to see them death walking one by one into the enemy team, it's kind of set to be over. They probably could have defended, to be honest. They probably could have just let them take inhib and be done with it. I mean, they don't have Baron buff. They had some important abilities wasted, but man, that's just tough. Look at the gen damage, good grief. And he didn't even finish the second item.
18-minute game. Very. It feels so insane. I feel like I watched the same game with different champions both times. Myth just plays the early game and just their laning phase so well, so much strength out of the team. And congratulations to them for a 2-0 victory over Happy to Be Here to basically secure themselves a spot in the semi winners bracket. And with a decisive victory, it was.
MVP for me, I'm gonna be honest. Follow takes that MVP, bro.
He's just there every time, dude. He's the jungler you want. He's the guy that, like, whenever you need him, he's already like, I'm here for you.
Like actual cinema blue lock, actually watching the map in his brain, flanking and communicating when it's not favorable, but most of the time it was, let's be honest. The only time he trolled was on one Hecarim invade and the bush camp topside when he didn't have enough information. That was the only times that I ever seen him made a mistake. Otherwise, the flanks and the ganks were unbelievable. Smurf on the Silas, the hijacks were unbelievable. And to be honest, it was a closer game until, those slight mistakes happen, right? This was a game of pace, especially for the second game. Not a lot more backs to the wall for scaling, right? I mean, you have Jhin, but I think it was decided in the bottom half of the map. Let's be honest. I think Viego had the pace there over Hecarim. He was able to get a lead to Darius topside to make that lane more comfortable, but I think it was just too late, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, for sure. It definitely was it was such a massacre. It feels so bad. for the Darius and the Hecrium try to carry that game. But hopefully we will get to see them try better in the losers bracket, and hopefully we'll get to see Myth keep putting on a very amazing performance as they did. Wow. I actually thought our cast was going to be a lot longer tonight. I'm not going to lie to you.
No flame, of course. No
No
flame.
flame, no flame.
But
Both teams played
two
amazing
beautiful, yeah, two beautiful games. It's
from
just,
NSG.
yeah. Wait, yeah, there you go. That's how you play some League of Legends right there. I mean,
From League of Legends.
again,
But we are happy to announce that was our game one, our first series. We do have another series tomorrow. The bracket will be updated as soon as losers bracket will be updated as soon as everyone plays out of their first couple games. Let me see what else I got for you people.
TL's gonna win Worlds.
Teal's gonna win
Copium.
Worlds. Make sure to use
Copium.
make sure to join us with our pick'ems, as the winners, the top 5 people for pick'ems, will all gain a little special role in the Discord. So you might as well do it to get a free roll. Why not? Thank you for all the follows supporting my channel. We will be using probably more than one channel, so we will hopefully be getting all of that information out to you guys soon, so you can support the right people helping us broadcast, like Lin and me and anyone else we find later. But thank you for, I guess, joining us for an hour and a half. 30 minutes of that was prep time with Protomaster.
Yep.
But,
All right, guys, I'm gonna head out. I gotta get up super early. So,
all right, thank you. Lin,
thanks for having me
joining
in.
us.
Yeah, thanks for having me in. GG's to both teams. I know tomorrow's game, I'm not gonna be there, unfortunately, but I know tomorrow's game is gonna also be good. Got some high quality stream here. I'll see you guys around. All right.
See you later, Lin. And that'll be all from us at the broadcast team as well. Thank you for joining us as we got to premiere our first game. NSG Myth did 2-0. VODs will be available on Twitch roughly 15-20 minutes after the broadcast goes down. Then they will be sent over to the YouTube, and we will make sure all VODs are available to you all as soon as possible. Stay tuned for some announcements later today. I hope you all had a great night. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining Lin, and have a great day.